Hey, so I'm turning this into a YouTube video. I know you guys can't see me. Um, I'm outside. It's dark. I'm near a cliffside. Um, I struggle. Those of you who know me, know that I struggle with severe depression and suicidal ideation, which I ain't proud of, but and I'm working on, getting better, getting mentally stronger to deal with it. But I think it's time that I, say something about it for like the YouTube and my following. Because I know it's affected my posting, my lives. It's affected what I put out there. And I'm uh, I'm at a loss to what to say because I never thought I would ever, make a video about this. It's depressing, and I try not to be, depressing for anyone. I will put the help numbers if anyone is struggling or needs help, like very moment. I remember I I was really down, really down. Was like contemplating, should I end my life tonight? And it was so bad, and I was thinking, hey, that might win. There's thoughts they could win. And so I called the helpline. They managed to talk me to go back to my car away from the cliff spot. And they contacted my dad. And I went to the hospital. I didn't do anything, but it's just, you should go. I'll talk to your parents, see if you have a good safety plan, that you'll need to be watched. And if your parents and the doctor deem that you need to go to the hospital, excuse me, sorry, that was gross, then the hospital you go. It's not a bad place. Some hospitals are definitely worse than others, though. I've been to 2 different ones, but I've gone 3 times. I had a really good experience at one, and the other, not so great. The first time I went was in 7th grade, I'd say. Was dealing with girl trouble. That seems to be the root cause of a lot of my issues, really. That abandonment issues, but I can get to that later. During this, though, we'll talk about the hospitals. Some of them, they're great. The nurses, they really make an effort to talk to you, make sure you're doing well. Same with the counselors and doctors there, they'll do that. And as long as you're willing to talk to them, they'll be able to help you for the most part. But they can only help you as much as you're willing to let them. And it sucks. Life is definitely hard. I'm making this video now, currently, thinking about, is everything worth it? And what should I do if it isn't? I go to this spot. It's at a lake. It's a cliffside, so turn on that flash, right? You got the cliff. And I sit here And I think, should I do it? Is, tonight the night, is it worth doing what I think it is? And I sit down and I think about it, somewhat logically. Thinking logically is really hard to do when your emotions basically, emotions are high, and I come out, but you gotta do it logically. I've struggled with a lot of this for years now, and the main reason I go to this spot is a few years ago, before my greatest friend passed away. We were just walking at the bottom of this cliff, and he was talking to me, about life and all that. And I remember, I don't think we got into the real deep emotional stuff, but he kept asking me, hey, man, why are you trying to grow up so fast? Something along those lines. And during that time, I just really wanted to, not be a kid. I thought, man, life's gonna be great when I'm really older. But, man, it hasn't much improved. But if you got the people, hang around the right crowd, it gets better, though. Yeah. I mean, I can't say it will get better. It'll probably get better. You have to have a good outlook on life, but me personally, I don't know, when I'll get better. I've dealt with, substance abuse, I suppose, because, hey man, it helped. Like, the herb, I hope you all know what I'm talking about, because I don't think I can state it explicitly what it is, but that helped me so much that it would help me clear my head when things got really, really bad. I drank because, again, it would help ease my mind, take it off, but those weren't great coping mechanisms, and I get why people don't want me to do it again. One, I'm still very young, and so I can't wait till I'm old enough. We shouldn't get into that, but I'm all over the place because this is a difficult thing for me to talk about. I might have mentioned it before, but because this is like my second recording, I tried recording this on like Snapchat, did not work, cut me off. I mentioned something about, I always look on Snap, I see the stories, people are hating so much on men for not being enough, not being tall enough, not making money, not making enough money. I see a lot of my male friends, or one in particular, he struggles, and he's always posting about, he keeps it bottled up because men can't open up. It's not, they're looked down upon when they feel the way that they do, which is men not being able to express their feelings of sadness and of grief is outrageous to me. It's something that I believe should be changed, but it's also something that I don't think will. I've seen a lot of people say and talk about that it should, but I've not seen any progress in it. But for those struggling, you can find and reach out to me on my socials, which are just the channel name and everything. And I mean, I'm not great at helping. And if you're really, really struggling, definitely get a professional and find some people that you can reach out to, those that you can trust, know that they'll help you. For me, it's I guess I don't know if I necessarily have anyone. There's the people I could reach out to, my grandma, my mom and dad, but they don't really understand me. And that's partially my fault, but I just don't know how to open up or talk about it without, thinking, man, they'll be disappointed in me, or why can't I be better, But when it comes down to it, when I need it the most, I always contact my dad. I explain to my counselor over a text, even though I know she doesn't see it until like the next day. I always let them know when it's really bad. I'll shoot them a text. And sometimes that's all that matters. Opening up does help. I always thought this doesn't do anything, but the more I've opened up and talked about what's happening, it's helped me quite a lot. It managed to take my mind off of some things. You also have to focus on yourself. You can't look for other people to keep you happy. You can be with them for happy, I guess, but you can't just rely on them. You got to find, something else that can bring you enjoyment when other people can't. For example, for me, this is an example of something else. This is an example of me relying on a person for happiness. Oh, let's use a recent example. I met this girl, you're right, we're doing great, we're really happy. She went through some troubling times with her parents, her family. I got her out of the house. I don't regret it, but she made me super happy. I was relying on her for a lot, like I've done almost every other person I've been with. And okay, she ends up cheating. 6 months in? Oh, excuse me, sorry. And I'm crushed. I did so much to help her and let her know that I care. This was around the time that I started getting, I got sick. I was throwing up all the time. I had surgery, got my gallbladder removed, but didn't help, so I couldn't do much. I couldn't move around, so it definitely, I guess I feel like it's my fault that she cheated, but in the end I really know it's not. She made that choice, which hurts. It hurts a lot. But I'm thinking I found someone new. And I think, this might work. But you never really know. But people, you can't put all of your happiness into them. Because, in my experience, they can't always measure up to what you want them to be. They are their own person. They will ultimately do something you don't like. And if that's all your happiness, it's like give and take, per se. All your happiness goes in to them. But say they do something you don't like, it upsets you. That destroys a little bit of happiness. But what happens to that happiness? I mean, you gave it all to them. And if you're like me, that's not really something you can just, take back. That happiness is gone. It's just destroyed. It's kind of a lot like trust in some aspects, I guess. They do something that betrays your trust. Something difficultly earned, or it's difficult to earn, but, I almost fell. Difficult to earn, but easily to break. And I can get into that a bit later, but find something that makes you happy. Like for me, making content, it's great. This video is also to help me get through what I'm struggling with. It's not even really that big of a deal either. But I let it get to me. I let my emotions boil up inside so that one slight issue brings me over the top. And it's done. I'm at that point where I'm like, I hate my life. I can't do this. I can't take this much more. And I don't know why I do it. I hate that I do it. But I get to that counseling spot and everything is forgotten. I don't know how to open up. I know she's there to help me. She's helped me before, but when it really gets to it, I just can't talk about it. And which makes it almost impossible for her to help me. So I get nowhere. But she's helped me with some. She's helped me realize I can't put all my happiness into one person. Same with my family. They've helped me too. Gotta find happiness in being alone. Good coping skills. I don't know. But mental health is strange, for sure. The brain is a really weird and cool thing. Mental health can be dangerous. It can destroy lives, can destroy relationships. Let's see. I'm probably going to show this to my counselor. So let's see. I'll think about some things that have definitely affected my mental health drastically. So, earliest I can think of, let's say 2020. Met this girl, liked this girl. She wasn't that great for me, but I had put my happiness into her. And I wanted to hang out. I was too clingy, I guess. Which is probably true. I love greatly. So I get hurt greatly as well. She cheats. That's that. I opened up about my feelings, I guess. She cheated. And then I'm like, man, I guess opening up is a bad thing. It'll get people to think less of you, to think it's okay to wrong you. And then I developed an issue with jealousy and all that. So then after that, let's go to this other girl. She was great. I can't think of anything wrong to say about her. But my actions of being jealous, worried about her cheating, I pushed her away. I had developed a bit of anger issues too, so I yelled, which that was bad too. So pushed her away, scared her away, and I had put a lot of love into her. Ooh, wait, no, that's not it. My timelines are messed up. Met this girl right after the first girl in 2020. This was 7th grade. I met her through my mom, who was dating her uncle at the time. She pretty great at first. We hit it off, started talking, started hanging out. We end up having a child together. And that changed her, but I'm still young, and she also had jealousy issues, like super bad. I'd say worse than me, and mine were pretty bad too. So I had to remove all the girls off my phone, right? Even the ones that I knew for my entire life. They were some good friends of mine too. But there was one I always added back. Her name's Epi. She is currently my best friend. Mainly because, my other one, he passed away. But I always added her back. And during church, she saw her that she was back on my phone. And she slapped me across the face. And I got hella embarrassed, man. Because, I just got whacked in public, bro. I have such bad social anxiety already. And now everybody's looking at me. I was like, I would just want to crawl in that hole, man. I wish the earth would swallow me up. But that was my final straw. Because I caught her cheating too, but we were going to have a kid together. And I felt obligated to stay. But she whacked me. And she abused me mentally. Using my traumas that I told her against me. And, that was tough. That hit was just the final straw. I ended things. Which I kind of regret. Because of that, well, no, I still stuck with her. But the reason I ended things was because of the previous girl I mentioned. When I got confused with the timeline, right? That girl, who was great, she taught me kindness. She showed me a great amount of kindness. One that my current partner should have shown. And I'm just like, so this is how someone should be. They shouldn't be constantly yelling at you, hitting you, And I was like, oh, man. And I left. And I got to know this other girl. I do regret leaving the person who had my child. Because the moment I left, she said, I'm not letting you see your kid. And boy, has she held on to that. I have never been able to hold my daughter, which is something I have so desperately wanted, man. I've missed tons of moments. I missed her first words. I missed seeing her take her first steps. I can't get those back. The only times I've seen her was when her mother and whoever her mother was dating at the time brought her to where I worked, which was Dairy Queen. And I could see my daughter, could wave and all that. I could never hold her, and she no clue who I was. Seeing my daughter always hurt. I love my daughter. She's turned 3 this year. And not being able to, hold her has been rough. But past that. We're at this current girl. The one, she was great, right? My anger issues, my jealousy, controlling, pushed her away. She ended things. Again, all my happiness was into that one single person. I was devastated, ruined. I struggled mentally. And I don't think it was bad to the point of suicidal ideation, though. I moved on from that. Ooh, I've been with a lot of people, which is not great. I've hopped around. I feel bad about it. I feel like I've used them. But what's done is done. Who was the next? It went L, baby good mama, A, and then I guess another girl I think I met in Kansas, I think was her. That, or I might have gone with the first gal again. Gave her another chance, cheated again, crushed, moved on pretty fast after that. Or I bottled it up, most likely. So I met this girl in Kansas, visiting my family. We hit it off, did pretty great. She cheated, and I was saddened, pretty bad. Wasn't too bad. And then I've had a couple partners after that, maybe like 4 more. But not all of them cheated. I think all but 3 so far have cheated, which is not a great number. I have been with a couple, been around the block a few times, I guess, which is really weird to say given my age, but it's what I have to live with. I've done what I've done. And so that's where my, I suppose, jealousy problems come with, and my not trusting of people to open up enough to get, that help that I so desperately need with my head done. And thinking back, I was adopted at 2 or 4 years old, which I love. The people who took me in, they treat me so well. I love them so much. And my current father, he's a counselor, right? And he mentioned that since it was such a young age, that I would have probably developed abandonment issues. No hate on my biological mother. She was young when she had me. She definitely was not ready for the burden of a kid like me. Oh, I have ADHD. It was really bad when I was young too. Excuse me. But I was super young when I was adopted. My mom, I reached out recently. I visit her, I see her. I complained to her, but my mother, she said she gave me a choice whether to go back and live with her or stay with my family I'm with now. Which doesn't really compute with me. I was 2 or 4. My brain is nowhere near developed to make that choice. I don't know. I do kind of feel like she abandoned me, maybe. Definitely did choose some drugs over me, maybe. Who knows? It's happened. So I get abandonment issues. When people leave, I feel, terrible. When my grandma moved, she didn't leave me. She still texted me and everything. I felt sad. I feel like another person abandoned me. Which isn't true, but that's just how I feel. But it is what it is. And so those abandonment issues have affected me when people leave and everything. And unfortunately, I have also had my fair share of loss. I've lost pets. I've lost a friend. I've lost family. My first loss that I think was my first was my grandpa on my mother's side, my adopted mother's side. I was young, did not cry during that. I do miss him now, though. He was such a great guy, and I feel bad that I wasn't crying at the funeral, but I guess I didn't see him much to him impact me that great. And then I think after that, my baby cousin passed away to SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. She passed away in her sleep. And when my father got home, I was still a kid, I was still young. I had never met her, was unable to hold her. I saw some photos, but she passed away. And my dad got home, he told me the news. I was crushed. I immediately started bawling my eyes out. Like it was so fast, like the flip of a switch from being happy to it just everything came crashing down in my little head. I didn't even know. I don't even think I would have understood the concept of death at that point. But I just felt tremendously sad at the news. And then after that, I think the next experience was my grandma on my adopted father's side. She was struggling with Alzheimer's, which is so terrible. Unfortunately, again, I did not get to know her that well. The moments I did, the moments I remember were happy moments. We did puzzles, and then I remember her having to be put in the nursing home. She was forgetting, which is basically how Alzheimer's works. I remember not understanding what was going on. I was young. I couldn't figure out why people were so sad when they would visit, but now that I'm older, I understand. If my father forgot who I was, or if the person I loved forgot who I was, but I could remember them and the moments we shared together, I don't think I could have been, like right now, I don't think I'm strong enough to be able to deal with something like that. I don't know if I could have visited someone like that, but my family is so much stronger than me. But she started forgetting my grandpa, my father, my uncles, the cousins. And then it got to the point where she passed. And I remember, this is another one I didn't cry at, and I don't know why, but I did not cry. And then I think my next death, this death was much, much more recent, like within the last few years. I got the news that my best friend since like kindergarten passed away in a car accident, and it shattered me. I could not believe that he was gone. I just talked to him over text the night before, and then later that night, I guess, or the next day, he was gone. He was driving on a dusty dirt road, didn't see the truck, and head on hit it. And right then, he passed away. I think it was instant. So I'm glad he didn't suffer much. But when he died, I lost my role model. I looked up to him as like an older brother type of thing. He was like the strongest kid I knew. He'd helped me through a lot. And I so wish I would have been able to tell him. This is the guy who I was walking along this cliff, on the bottom of this cliff with, who asked me, "Man, why are you trying to grow up so fast?" But after that, he was gone. And man, I didn't know what to do. I was so heartbroken. It still doesn't feel real to me, even years later. But it is. And he's not coming back. I've had dreams where he was back. And those dreams always felt so real. And it always brought me joy. But then I wake up and realize, damn, dude, it's just another dream. It was crushing all over again. Oh, this video is getting a bit long, and I want to show this to my counselor. Those of you that struggle with this kind of thing, with your mental health, if you have suicidal ideations, reach out. Do not take your own life. Take it from me. I am a kid. Sure, I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not an adult. But I'm a kid who's been through so many losses. I know how much a death can affect another person. I also know what it's like to want to give up. I know how it is to be tired of it all. The pain, you want it to stop. Do not give in. Make it to the next day. Your family will be happy. Shoot, I'd be happy. I hate looking at news. Hate hearing about deaths. I wish I could help more people. But again, I'm kind of bad at counseling because I'm not a professional. I don't know what the right things to say are. But please don't end your life. It hurts so much to lose someone. If you ever think about losing or taking your own life, think about someone or something that you care about. Me, I think how it's going to affect my family. Because I've seen what the death of my best friend, and how it affected his parents. It was so sad to see. And I don't want to watch other people experience that. So, if it gets bad, reach out. Call the hotline. 988. It is a line that is always active. You can always call. And they'll do their best. They helped me. It was like 2 a.m. I'm just like, life ain't worth it, man. My girl, 6 months. She left. She cheated. I was ready to throw my life away. I'm so happy I didn't. Kinda. I still get that suicidal ideation. It's crap. A lot, but not as bad. Please don't ever end your life over a girl, over anything. Call 988 for help. I will list those numbers in the description, and I'll put the numbers in like a little thing spot in the video. Find yourself a spot that means much, has some meaning to you. Think about stuff if you need to get away or be alone, but don't throw your life away. Reach out to 988. I repeat once more, 988. Or just reach out to a friend or a family member, and hopefully they're as good as mine are, who'd be willing to do anything for you. I am nearing 45 minutes, so I have to let go. I thank you all. You can see my red face. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.